Hi, how's it going today? It's Thomas Steed. Just wanted to shoot the second video of this evening, and I wanted to focus a little bit more on the shoe cream. This is the Targo shoe cream. This is the olive. It's their number 34. I hadn't seen much for reviews online about this product, and it kind of made me a little bit hesitant towards purchasing uh, in comparison to some other products that I'd seen, but the other products that I'd seen out there didn't really have quite the match that I needed. Still considering on purchasing some of those other products because I have seen the quality of those particular products. The Saphir, namely, is the other product that I'm considering on purchasing to use on these at some point, possibly. We'll see. But right now, we're talking about the Targo. Uh, I was a lot more satisfied with this than I was expecting to be. I was realistically expecting it to be, maybe a 6 out of 10. Like I was hoping, yeah, I could get color back on the toe cap, and it would just be close enough that it didn't look super blotchy and make it a little bit more uniform. As you can see, kind of how I lost a bit of that color on these toe caps because of some salt, damn road salt. It's great for keeping people from breaking hips, but it's terrible for your boots. In any event, what I was going to do for this video, aside from just sit here and ramble about how much better this boot looks than this boot, is to actually apply some of this to this boot. Um, I will end up doing the entire boot myself, but I might just do it now and then just show you the polishing portion of the toe cap, because I had never used one of these shoe creams before. I mean, I've used wax polishes and stuff. So I mean, it's not like I'm completely in the dark, or was completely in the dark before applying it to a bit. But now I have done it. My eyes are open. I understand. So when you get the stuff, it should come as a very silky, creamy cream polish. That's why they call it a cream, because it's a cream, right? It's a combination of waxes, the two that it shows or says on the lid. Obviously, beeswax, and the other one is Carnabua. I can't pronounce it, but apparently it's the wax that gives like some of the best shine that you can get. So you take. I'm using little cotton rounds. They seem to work really well, especially once you get to the point that it's actually polishing out. And then you apply it. You rub it on. You work it around. If you have a spot that's darker than others, maybe let a little bit of the pigment sit on that spot for a little bit longer. But as you apply it and work it around, it's going to start to set up a little bit, and that's when the waxes are starting to stiffen as the moisteners or the conditioners in it start to work their way deeper into the leather. It allows those waxes to set up on the surface, is at least how it seems while I am applying it. That is the experience that I am getting from the way that the material is behaving. But you just you apply it on. You don't have to be really super generous. I mean, I got my initial pattern and then I'm just touching enough to re-wet and apply across an area. And then I don't want to leave big clumps of pigment in one spot. You want to kind of fan that out a little bit across. And then as you're going, you'll find other spots that you went over that might look like, hey, I need touched a little bit more with color. And now you can see I've got a lot more color worked in, and working a little bit more over here onto this toe, on that side. Right in there on the edge of that toe box. And this is not the easiest to apply conditioner and do it in a way that it's easy for everybody to see me do it on camera. You know, the struggle. I try not to go heavy on there. As you notice, I'm not applying the stuff right on eyelets. I'm working it on other areas, and then after it's almost dry, just barely dropping a little bit of pigment inside of there, just so it's there. And I'm not going super crazy on pigment on those side panels anyways, because they really didn't need much for repigmenting or taking color. And like I said, this color is super spot on with this leather. So it realistically, I mean, it's just so I can polish and make sure that any minor hue differences might be accounted for if there were any. But yeah, I was definitely worried that this was going to be one of those products that I was going to get it and I was going to open it and it was going to be like I had just opened kiwi, because kiwi's some nasty stuff. I mean, I've used it. It has its place. It has its time. It works, but it's not something I want to go and put on a nice high-end leather like this. And if that would have been the case, if I would have opened it and it would have smelled all chemically nasty, there's no way I'd be applying it to this. This stuff does not smell of like heavy petroleums. It doesn't have that shoe polish stink that you expect, you know. And if you've ever been around enough shoe polish, you know exactly what smell I'm talking about. If somebody's ever opened a fresh can of kiwi or put some of that white sneaker refresher gunk on around you, ugh, it's disgusting. I don't even know how somebody would even feel comfortable with having that close to their skin, but whatever, you know, that's what it is. Yeah, somebody might turn around and look at me and be like, look at you, you don't know what everything inside of that stuff actually is, and you're putting it on your skin. So, duly noted. Now, we've taken and we've applied pigment. Now, usually I could just use the same one, but I'd just be sitting here going back over and over and over. So I'm just going to use this other one that's fresh. And after that wax kind of dries up, it takes kind of a matte or matted finish. And you can take, you know, just a little cotton round like that, a fresh one, and you just go over it, polish it up, and then you can hit it with the horsehair brush and add another layers and just keep going. I know part of why I was thinking about getting some of the neutral from Sphere is I've seen what it does when put on top of other stuff for making a really nice high shine um, polished coat. And I think it'd be cool to do that every now and then on the toe cap on these. Really get a really nice shine on it. So, yeah, in any event, there it is in all its glory after having the tarrago applied to it. Perfect. Perfectly fine. Not much for excess pigment coming off of it. Color's good, even. It's not thrown off from shades from, you know, where it was at after the Obanovs. I mean, it might be a little bit darker than, you know, what the Wicket and Craig olive harness is, you know, straight out the factory, or at least whatever, you know, this particular batch looked like. Because I know, you know, small batches, sometimes pigments can vary from batch to batch. I mean, you even find that in dye lots and mass produced products, materials. So if you look at a great example of leather like that is in the Red Wings, their oh, what one is it? The Hawthorne mule skinner leather. that comes in a wide array of different tones, from really yellowies to kind of a lot more fleshy tones. So I mean, it really depends on what batch of leather that was. But in any event, we're at 15 minutes. There you go. Look at that shine. Looking good. Well, anyways, if you watched all 15 minutes of this, you're an absolute trooper. Thanks for your time. Have a good one.